Hi everyone, I have the distinct pleasure of speaking with our founder of eXp Realty, Mr. Glenn Sanford. Glenn.
Hey Tom.
Thank you very much for taking a minute out of your day to share with us a few of your words. Well, I have a question for you. You have built something that has never been built before. An eXp world, a cloud-based environment, a company where agents have control of the company. Give us a vision of how do you go about building something that's never been built before, and some of the challenges, and then what some of the wins for us that you see in the future.
Yeah, well, I think the big thing is the world's evolving, and you have to sort of look at what's happening around you. And of course, the real estate space has been a fairly slow to move industry.
Yes.
But with that actually creates the opportunity to look at other industries. What are they doing? How are they embracing things? And how do you take what they're doing and maybe even extend it beyond what they're doing and apply that to real estate? And our big one was, how do you build a real estate brokerage that's not dependent on bricks and mortar?
Right.
And so I always think about the magic is not knowing the answers, it's knowing the right question. Because if you know the right question, the answers become obvious. Right. So the whole idea is, so then the question was, okay, how do you do it? Well, if you're not going to have bricks and mortar, you're going to have to build a sense of community. So how are you going to build a sense of community? Well, social media doesn't work. Well, what else can we do? Oh, let's try this virtual world thing. All of a sudden we got a community, we got a sense of place. Then you go, how do you get agents to untether from their existing real estate brokers? Well, Keller Williams built the profit share model. We said, well, they did really good with that. Why don't we improve on theirs and do the revenue share model? And then it's like, okay, well, one of the things that's always eluded agents is the retirement strategy. So we got the revenue share piece, maybe we can add an equity component to it. And so it's always iterative. The whole idea is that it's actually not, it's like, how do you eat an elephant?
Right.
One bite at a time. Right?
Yeah.
So if you just approach it that way, then the answers become obvious as you get to the point where you have to actually make the decisions on what to do next. Not always obvious, but they tend to become at least more obvious.
Wow. That's very inspirational, and I love that. So Glenn, in a world that is continuously changing and evolving, how do we as a company at eXp Realty remain and stay relevant way into the future?
Well, relevancy is probably the number one thing we have to think about in this new Uber-connected economy. I mean, I think GE referred to this as the fourth industrial revolution. There's more things changing in real time today than has ever happened before, and this may be one of those periods of time that if you do not innovate quickly, you will become irrelevant. And to some extent, you almost have to think about how are we as real estate professionals going to be disrupted by others.
Right.
And we have to say, do we want to be disrupted, or do we want to be the disruptors? And if we're the disruptors, we're relevant. If we're disruptive, we're irrelevant.
Right.
So then the idea is, how do you get to a size that you become somewhat of an institution? Google's an institution, Amazon's an institution, Netflix is a bit of an institution, and you look at Apple's an institution, but the reason why they're an institution is they truly always, every day, iterated around what the customer wanted and needed and reacted to market change. And that's how you stay relevant. But you have to do it faster, not just than your competitor, but you almost have to do it faster than you yourself might want to. Apple didn't have to add the music, the iPod features to the iPhone. They disrupted the iPod by simply adding that feature to their phone. But had they not done it, somebody else would have done it, and they would have got disrupted. So they were willing to disrupt themselves. So we just have to think about how do we continually be disruptive, not just to the industry, but also to the way that we're doing things today, even from our perspective.
That is incredible. Glenn, thank you very much. I know I only asked for 1 minute of your time. I think I took 3 times that.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
All right.